news. And so let me just show you. This is what you have for your vocabulary this year. And this is what we had last year. Okay, so what I did was to make your life easier, I made it like where you put the vocab word and then fill in the blanks instead of the vocab word being here and you filling in all the notes. So it'll save us time. Also, at the end of today, I built in a closure activity of a fun quizzes. So because I did this, now I have time for more little fun things. Okay, anyway. Okay, so if you guys could actually look here first, we're gonna fill this in. And I'd be interested when we get down to the bottom of this, I'm interested to see if you guys remember any of these or if you know any of these from your other classes. So what we're gonna do is just talk about each one, fill in the vocab. We're going to here, so that's where we're ending today. And then we'll do our example in our notebook. So you see why this is so short? It's because we have this part. Oh, goodness sakes. 1 second. Hold on. Okay. All right. A quantitative measurement from the entire group that we want information about. This is called a population parameter. In this chapter, at the end of it, I highly suggest that you guys make one of those. Have somebody make one of those. What's the flashcard thing? Yeah. Have somebody do that because that'll help you out a lot. Okay, anyway. From math class, I'm hoping that you know that a parameter means a constant. So the difference between a parameter and a variable, you know what I'm saying? Parameter stays constant every time. Okay, so a census collects data from the entire population and produces a parameter. A parameter is always a constant. Okay, so for example, if the only thing I care about is the GPA of the entire group of people that takes AP statistics at this school, it'd be very easy for me to get a census, right? I could just ask all of you guys and that would be it. But it's not very easy to get a census when your population is very big. So we don't get to do that very often. Most of the time we don't have a parameter value. Instead, we have a sample statistic. If you're wondering where that word comes from, statistics, that class that you're in, it comes from the value that you get from a sample. A quantitative measurement from a subset of individuals we want information about. Basically, this means what number I get when I'm too lazy to ask everyone or just can't. Sampling collects data from a sample and produces a statistic. A statistic changes from sample to sample. So if I ask 5 of you what your GPA is, and then I come back and ask a different 5 of you, that's going to be a different average or something like that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, any questions so far? A study often occurring by mail, online, or over the telephone that collects data to learn about the associated population. That's called a sample survey. Any questions about these exhilarating vocab words? Man, do you feel like you're in English class now? Okay. Let's see if you know what this is called. The result of a poorly designed statistical study. Do you have any guesses? It starts with a B. Bias. Nice. AP Psych? Anyone? Anyone? Bias. Bias will overestimate or underestimate the population parameter you're interested in. Sometimes bias cannot be avoided and will be reported in a statistical analysis. We call that the cover our butts clause at the end of our report, saying, oh, that we couldn't avoid some of the bias in this, we know about it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see if you know this one. A sample taken of individuals who are easy to reach. Okay, what do you call those stores on the corner that have like soda and stuff? I heard it, convenience sample. A convenient sample is a sample of individuals who are easy to reach. Means that we were lazy. Probably not a really great representation of everyone. A sample taken of individuals who choose to be in the sample. Typically only those with strong opinions will blank to be in the sample and bias will occur. Oh, I heard it. Voluntary, thank you. Called voluntary response sample. This is like a fun game show. Okay. It's because we're not doing math. Okay. An outcome of poor sampling where some members of the population are less likely to be chosen for the sample or cannot be chosen at all. You might not know this one. It's called undercoverage. That would be like, my favorite example is like calling house phones, you know, just calling random house phones. How many houses have house phones nowadays? Yeah. Okay. An individual chosen to be part of a sample cannot be contacted or refuses to participate. That's called non-response. I'm telling you that one because I didn't think that you would guess it. He said non-response? Yeah. Okay. Next section. How to survey badly. So these are all different types of samples that are bad samples. This is the questions themselves. What's wrong with the questions in a survey? The survey questions are written in such an order that one question leads you to answer a certain way on the next question. You're not going to guess this. It's called question order bias. You did know it? Let me give you an example of question order bias. The way the questions are ordered, yeah. Okay, you did do it? Okay, so for example, like, do you like bunnies? Do you think it should be legal to hunt rabbits? So that's a question order bias.
Wait, just tell me, I actually remember an example.
Okay.
It was like they would ask the people, they would get hit by a car going at the same speed, and they would say, like, you got, like, what happened when the car smashed into you, or what happened when the car, like tapped you, and based on what they said.
No, no, no.
They would respond, "Whoa." Yeah, that's what you said. That's what we just said. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Now how to do.
Oh, no, hold on. I think that one's on the back, actually. It's one of them, but it's not this one. Okay. The question starts the leading statement or statistic to lead you to what? Typo. To answer a certain way. Anybody know what that one's called? This one is called preface. Preface is something like this. You have a question and it says, like, heart disease kills like 1.3 million Americans per year. Do you believe that you should be able to eat as many steaks as you want, or something like that? Like you have something at the beginning of the question, like some kind of statement that like pulls your heart one way or the other, and then it asks you the questions like, oh, think like me, bam, question. This one is different. This is two questions. The first question gets your heart, the second question, bam. So it's kind of the same, but kind of different. This is two questions. This is one question, but this question has a leading statement. Okay. This one is called what? Two questions in one. The question is written in such a way that the individual might want to answer differently to each part, but only has the opportunity to give one answer. It would be like, do you believe that teachers work hard and teachers deserve more pay? Yes or no? And you're like, I really want to say yes, they work hard, but they don't deserve more pay, but I can't because there's only one box. That's what two questions in one is. Next. We're almost there already, believe it or not, thanks to Mrs. Talbot's typing, Mr. Talbot's idea. Okay. Pleasing or unpleasant words are used to lead an individual to answer a certain way. Biased wording. This one's like, do you believe that terrible, gory movies should not be shown to under 17-year-olds? Because they put the terrible, gory in there to make you like think a certain way. Okay, if you don't know the next one, I'm going to be sad. The last one, everyone should know. The individual feels pressured to answer in a way that pleases the surveyor. No, it's not. What? This one's called desire to please bias. Okay. Well, okay, don't put this away because you're going to use it on your fun quizzes in a few minutes. Go back to this. Yeah, Jake, you're going to have to stop yelling the answers during the quizzes.
He doesn't get
The quizzes. I'm going to do a quizzes in a couple of minutes. One of those fun online thingies. I don't want you to yell the answers.
Well, I will be correct.
Okay. All right. Even though we did all of our definitions and stuff, which is great, we did no math. There was no math that was done today. There's not a lot of math in this chapter, except random number generation on calculators. There's a lot of that. But anyway, identify the population and sample in the the following set. Prior to an election, a news organization surveys 1,000 registered voters to predict which candidate will be elected. Okay, I always believe it's easier to identify the sample and then go backwards to the population. What is the sample in this case? Yes, 1,000. Voters. Okay. All you need to do then to find the population is take the number of the sample size and replace it with the word all. That's it. That's really it. Okay, now if you guys could all get some kind of, well, you guess it has to be a Chromebook, huh? What? Oh, of course. Real quick. I just want to make sure we met our objectives. Did we identify the population and sample in a statistical study and identify their outcomes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say so.
the outcomes being the population parameter and the sample statistic. Identify the different types of bias in taking a sample. Yes. Identify the different types of bias in asking survey questions. Okay, and this is the part we haven't done yet. Practice identifying the direction of bias. Why is this right here? In taking sample and survey questions. Okay, this is going to be on your quizzes. So that's when you're going to practice that. Homework is 1 through 9 odd, 25 to 33 odd. It is due tomorrow. We're doing another section of this tomorrow. This says sampling bias. We received 500 responses and found that people love responding to surveys. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, what type of bias would this be according to your blue page? No. No, wait, what was it? Voluntary response. Thank you. It's voluntary response. Okay. I'm working on it. Sheesh. Hold on. I know I have the screen up that shows the answer, so I have to be careful. That was the. I think it's fine. Okay. I'm assuming it started. No? It's not that hard to figure out. Rocket surgery. Okay, so let's see. There's 30. Who is it? Okay, you guys ready? Who said no? Okay. Good? Courtney, good? Okay. Fine.
So that's pretty fair.
I mean, I'll take an 85. I mean, we just learned it.
That's fine. Grace, look at the perception. Grace, what do you think it's 76?
Yes.